Awesome. Matt, you're going to be my next next victim here. So you are currently the VP of Marketing at Oncue. So I'd love to know more about where you came from.
Sure.
Where are you going?
Yes, a VP of Marketing at Oncue, a company that probably no one in this room has heard of, maybe except me and a few folks at Blend360. We are we're a technology company that provides an operating system for moving companies and other local service businesses. And I've been at the company just a short time. Most of my career, or over the last few years, has been at smaller B2B, fintech, or SaaS companies. But my early career was at American Express. Right out of my MBA program, I did a summer internship there and translated that into a 12-year career, both in New York and in London, B2B, B2C. It was amazing first experience. And I also had the opportunity both to be a Blend360 consultant as well as a client. We can talk more about that in a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say you've hit all the boxes when it comes to Blend, right?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that you'll pick up on by hearing some similar names and similar company names. Is that it really is one of the benefits I found as being as a consultant is you're really building your network.
Right.
Right. And there are people on this panel that I've known for several years, and there are people that I just met tonight. But you're always kind of building that network. And I think that's one of the great advantages of being a consultant. It definitely helped me as I was thinking about when I first started as a consultant, what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go next.
Yeah. So I know you have worked in startups as well.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about your experience at startups versus big like Citi or Amex that you've been at?
Sure. So yeah, as I said, I worked at American Express for about 12 years, and then fast forward a few years at Citibank for about 4 years. So I have this big company experience, and when I was thinking about my next move and where I wanted to go and try something a little bit on the smaller end, one of the advantages that I thought I had was I knew what great looked like from like a marketing operation perspective, and there were companies out there that didn't have that wanted that, and they were looking for people who had that specific experience. And so that was what I found as a little bit as my niche. I could go and say, look, I know what great looks like. I would love to help you build it, and that's kind of where I've been over the last few years in these kind of smaller, more startup Series A type companies.
Yeah.
And I think so that was one of the things that I just thought was great, and I borrow a lot on that experience. And one of the other great things I've mentioned this already, but just to underline it a bit more, is that network that you take. As I said, like I met so many great people at American Express and other places I worked that you continue even with or without the benefit of LinkedIn, that you're always kind of part of your network that you can draw on at any point in your career. So.
Yeah, it's a great exposure to hiring managers, to people who are working alongside you. It's a great exposure, great networking, because believe it or not, there used to not be a LinkedIn, and you had to do everything in person.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna add a bit onto what Nikki said. Is like coming in as I mentioned, I was both a consultant and a client for Blend360. And as a consultant, I was brought on to do like a maternity cover for someone who was going on maternity leave. And the person I knew on the inside I worked with in the past, she's like, oh, come on, you can do this. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And it was a 3-month assignment that turned to 6 to 9 to 12 to 15 and just like expanded from there. And one of the things I took away that I would just share with you is that you may be coming in to do a specific project or work, but at the end of the day, you can really make it your own. And ultimately what I ended up doing was not only the project, but use an opportunity to network, and I ended up turning it into a full-time role at Citi for a number of years as well after that. So just think of it not only as just kind of the project itself, but the opportunity to kind of network and take something away from it on somebody else's time.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You look at you go. You're like our little blend, like caterpillar that blossom into a beautiful butterfly.
Can I just jump on that a little bit to take it a step further? If you're considering an opportunity that you don't think is 100% fit for you, if it's at a place where you have the ability to build a network and grow, and there are other things at that place that do interest you more, don't disregard it. If it's a foot in the door in a great place where you can grow, it's probably worth considering, because you will get a lot of opportunities to move around and do new things and ultimately end up in your dream job. You might not always start there, but you can get there. So always consider it, even if it's not 100% fit. It could work out.
got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It's all about starting somewhere.
Right.
And, you know, Nikki's a prime example. You start somewhere, and now she loves going to work.
Right.
She loves it, even if she has to commute into the office every day. Oh, yeah.
Don't tell anybody. I can add.
Oh.
I would say be able to articulate what you think your interests are and where you want to go. I remembered like becoming a manager and feeling like I'm going to do everything that I wish, you know, other bosses had done, and then asking, you know, people, well, what do you want to do? And they say, well, I don't know. And so just have an idea of what you have a feel for, or what you are interested in, so that the people that do support you can help you get there.
That's great. Great advice.